All right, hey everyone, if you're gearing up for that big MP Board Class 12 math exam, you are definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to decode this thing, give you a real honest to goodness game plan to help you absolutely crush it. So let's just dive right in, shall we? You know that feeling, right? The math exam just feels like this huge, scary, unpredictable challenge. But what if it wasn't? What if I told you there's a code, a pattern that you can actually see and use to your advantage? Well, guess what? There is. And today, we're going to crack it wide open. So, what's the big secret, you ask? Well, it's actually pretty simple. It's all about looking at what's come before. We've gone through years of past papers, and what we found is that this exam has a surprisingly predictable structure. And look, this isn't some wild guess. This is based on cold, hard data. 5. That's the magic number. Our entire strategy is built on a super deep dive into the last 5 years of official MP board papers. So this isn't about rumors or what some friend of a friend told you. Nope. This is about real evidence, showing us exactly what the examiners are looking for, year after year. So, what did we actually find? Well, a few things are just crystal clear. First off, calculus is king. Seriously, questions on applying definite integrals, like finding the area under a curve, they've popped up in 4 of the last 5 papers. That's a huge chunk of marks right there. Then you've got matrices and algebra. These are your bread and butter for high-value questions. Things like 3x3 matrix inverses appear almost every single year. And finally, the structure itself is so consistent. You're always going to see that mix of short, medium, and long questions. The takeaway here is huge. This exam is not a lottery. It has a rhythm, and we can prepare for that rhythm. Okay, so it's one thing to know the pattern, right? But the real trick is knowing what to do with that information. And that's where our priorities study list comes in. It's time to stop studying everything with the same intensity. Let's get smart and focus our energy where it's going to get you the most points. And here it is. Think of this as your roadmap to a great score. This table lays it all out, exactly where you should be spending your time. Look at that highest priority, calculus. Mastering definite integrals and how to apply them, that's just non-negotiable. It has to be done. Right on its heels, you've got algebra and matrices. You got to practice those 3x3 inverses and Cramer's rule, the stuff for solving systems of linear equations. The bottom line is, if you nail these highest and high priority topics, you're already targeting a massive chunk of the available marks. It's that simple. All right, so let's say you've studied all the right stuff. You know your calculus, you know your matrices, awesome. But here's a secret. That's only half the battle. The other half? It's all about how you present your answer. You have to make it super easy for the examiner to give you all the marks you deserve. So for a minute, let's put on our examiner hats and think like they do. Yeah, this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? You can have the perfect answer, but if it's lost in a jungle of messy calculations, you're just throwing away marks. So being clear isn't just about having nice handwriting, it's about showing the examiner that you know what you're doing step by step. So how do you actually do that? Easy. Just follow this simple 3-step recipe for a perfect answer. Step 1. State your method. Are you using the fundamental theorem of calculus? Write it down. Step 2. Show your work. Nice and clean. Make it logical. And step 3, and this one is so important, box your final answer. Make it pop off the page. Trust me, this is like a little checklist for the examiner to just go tick, 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 full marks. And look at this. This shows you exactly what I'm talking about. On the left, you've got, well, a mess. The right answer might be in there somewhere, but who knows? Now look at the right. That is a thing of beauty. The method is stated right at the top, the steps flow perfectly, and that final answer, it's in a box. Impossible to miss. Which one do you think is getting full marks? Every single time. Yeah, it's a total no-brainer. Okay, we've talked about the patterns, we've talked about how to write your answers. Now it's time to put it all together. Let's make this real with an actual, actionable plan for that final, crucial week before the exam. Think of this as your day-by-day blueprint to walk into that exam hall feeling totally prepared. So let's break this down. For the first 2 days, you're going to live and breathe calculus. Day 3, all about drilling those algebra and matrices problems. See what we're doing here? We're following that priority list we talked about. The whole week builds on itself, getting you stronger and stronger. And then, day 7. This is the big one. You're going to sit down and take a full-timed past paper. This isn't just about doing more problems. It's about simulating the real thing. It's a dress rehearsal for the main event. And really, that's what this is all about. The goal isn't just to study hard. Pulling all-nighters and trying to memorize the entire textbook, that's a recipe for burnout. The goal is to study smart.
It's about being strategic, focusing your energy, and having a real plan that's based on how the exam actually works.
So there you go. We've given you the patterns, the priorities, the techniques for writing great answers, and even a 7-day plan to bring it all home. The code to this exam, it's in your hands now. The only question left is, are you ready to go crack it? I think you are. Good luck.